Video games have been around for a long time, to the point where different people find different games nostalgic. Asking anyone what their favorite game is nowadays has as much of a chance to yield you a Super Nintendo or Dreamcast game as it does a PS2 or Xbox 360 game. As such, it's not uncommon for developers or publishers to bank on nostalgia to get them the traction they need. However, for as powerful as nostalgia can be, it can also be incredibly subjective. Shovel Knight and Axiom Verge are good examples of games that use nostalgia as springboards for new ideas, using said nostalgia as an inspiration instead of as a tool. That being said, not all games that use nostalgia as a tool are necessarily bad. Case in point, Sonic Generations. The Sonic series has been around for 22 years. In that span of time, there have been numerous entries in the Sonic franchise, ranging from side-scrollers, platformers, meth cocaine simulators, and racing games. Whether the games are good or bad has been the subject of constant debate, especially in recent years. However, there's no denying that Sonic games have been around for a very long time, and that as such, different people have grown up with different Sonic games. To some people, a classic like Sonic 2 might be the height of nostalgia. To others, maybe Sonic Adventure's 3D platforming did the trick. Heck, maybe some people love the music from Sonic R, or even the crazy amount of bugs in Sonic 06. The point is, there are so many different things we consider nostalgic in all these different Sonic games, that finding a common factor almost seems impossible, doesn't it? Well, Sonic Generations begs to differ. Even with all the polarizing opinions about the Sonic franchise, Sonic Generations is still generally considered one of the better Sonic games in recent years. The game has its fair share of flaws, without a doubt, but it's a fun throwback to all the things fans consider nostalgic about the series, with various levels from different games, a large assortment of songs from the entire franchise, and even some clever nods here and there. The big hook for Sonic Generations, however, isn't in the music, or in the levels, or in the story. It's in the clear distinction between modern Sonic and classic Sonic, something that, up until this point, had never really been done with the character. From a marketing standpoint, this was Sega's promise to the fans that they were going to do Sonic right again, that they were going to bring back the gameplay everyone remembered from the Genesis glory days. However, in making this distinction, Sonic Team had inadvertently admitted that the most important thing in a Sonic game is gameplay, which seems obvious when you think about it, but hear me out. Sonic games are fast, man. Ever since the 90s, Sonic had been advertised as the fast and edgy counterpart to Mario's slower and methodical platforming. This is why the controls for Sonic games always emphasizes speed, even when transitioning into 3D. Moves like the spin dash, the lightspeed dash, the homing attack. They all serve to show that, above all else, the one thing Sonic games had to get right was the speed. However, as the series progressed, that speed association became harder to identify. The gameplay formula had grown so muddled with all the different gameplay styles thrown in that the speed almost felt like an afterthought. Not that the speed wasn't there, after all, these are Sonic games we're talking about. But when you add in gameplay like, say, the treasure hunting in Sonic Adventure, or the guns from Shadow the Hedgehog, or the freaking Werehog stages in Sonic Unleashed, does the speed really feel like it's that important anymore? The answer is no, by the way, just in case you were wondering. For any other series, this would have spelled an early end to the franchise. But like I said before, nostalgia is a very powerful tool. Whether the game sucked or not, the fact of the matter was that people still bought them. And so, nostalgia carried the series through when the gameplay wasn't doing the job. In this way, nostalgia became another common association for the Sonic franchise, right up there with the gameplay. People didn't just remember that Sonic games were fast, they remembered that they had more fun with the games that they grew up with, as opposed to the ones that they're playing now. But is it because the older games were better? Or is it just because they were fast? Let's find out. First off, let's talk about the Genesis games. This era of Sonic games is generally considered to be the holy grail of the franchise, the purest representation of the Sonic formula. However, each game had its own nuances when it came to the controls, like the spin dash in the second game, or the shields in the third game, or even the super peel out in Sonic CD. No one quite remembers that each game's control scheme was different, even if it was in some small way. But why? Well, because the game served its purpose of making the player feel like they were going fast, so the nuances didn't matter. The gameplay carried it through. Meanwhile, the Dreamcast games had the opposite problem. While the Sonic segments were fast and fun, the other segments introduced other gameplay styles that bogged down the overall Sonic experience. That's not to say that the treasure hunting couldn't be fun, or that fishing with Big the Cat couldn't be oddly energetic. But it wasn't Sonic, so we remembered the good, ignored the bad, and let the nostalgia do its work of making us think these games were better than we thought they were. This is why the distinction between classic Sonic and modern Sonic is such an important element in Sonic Generations. It acknowledges the two most common associations with the series, and celebrates them in a way that fans of the series can enjoy. There's a lot of elements in Sonic games that can make people nostalgic, and if I tried to list them all, I'd be sitting here for like an hour. But at the end of the day, the most important thing in a Sonic game is the ability to play the game you expect to play and have fun with it. Hey guys, this is Post-Editing Lewis. Thanks for watching my video, and if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the annotations over on the side. I should have the top 10 unreleased Mega Man games over at the top, and at the bottom should be an editorial on Shovel Knight, an editorial that I made talking about how Shovel Knight borrows elements from Zelda 2. And if you guys want to watch more videos past that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right below. Just, I'll make it shake or something, I don't know. Anyway, this has been Super Games Buster, speaking through Post-Editing Lewis, and I'll see you guys later.